Hi, Dirty Girl here with a vintage sales report for eBay and Etsy for the week ending December 20th, 2015. Yes, I've gotten a little bit behind again, but I'm hoping to get caught up soon. I'm going to start with my eBay sales and move over to Etsy. I had 4 sales on eBay and they were all really sad news. I sold this J Martini knife for $18. However, I was into it for $20 by the time I mailed it to myself from Texas because I couldn't take it on the plane. And when I got home, or when I got it and started looking at it, I discovered that it is a Frankenstein knife. It's a J Martini blade, and someone put their own horn handle on. It's not totally without value, but kind of ruined it as a collector piece. So anyway, I lost money on that one. The next one is this Frost cutlery knife. This was one of my $3 knives. Unfortunately, see it says Soligen steel there? That's usually a good sign. It usually means it's made in Germany, but alas, it was actually made in Pakistan. So I took a best offer of $10 on that. And this, another ill-fated purchase. I got it at the thrift store. I actually paid $10 for it. Now that's because I misread the price tag. And when I got up to the desk and they were like, it was $10, and I was like, oh, it was just kind of too late to say, oh, never mind, I don't want it. And I was like, oh, well, it's a charity shop. So I spent $10 on it, sold it for a whopping $12. See, I don't understand designer purses. I'm kind of done with that. And this was a little airplane kit that I got at a church rummage sale for $1. I had it up on eBay forever. It was sealed in the package, brand new. I couldn't get it to sell, not even for $10, so I lowered the price to $5 before Christmas so somebody would buy it. And okay, we're moving on to Etsy, where there's mostly better news. This is a rhinestone fur clip. And that came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for that. Anything that came from my mother-in-law or my sister-in-law, I paid nothing for. And I sold it for $18. And this is a pink glass and faux pearl brass brooch, probably from the 1930s, probably Czech made. And that also came from my mother-in-law, and I sold that for $14, which seems kind of cheap. And this is a W-Crat chromatic pitch instrument master key. It's a thing that you use to tune your instruments with. And I thought it was really cool, but there's a lot of them on the market. So I paid $5 for that, sold it for $10. And this is a shell necklace. This came from my mother-in-law, and I sold it for $10. And this is a ceramic bird figurine. It is Kortendorf is the maker of it, and they are the company that became Goebel. So anything that's marked Kortendorf was pre-Goebel, and you can see it looks similar to the Goebel birds that sell really well. It dates from the 1960s, and I sold it for $26, and I paid $4 for it, I think, at a garage sale. And this is a cute little Native American made turquoise and sterling silver ring. Kind of an unusual look to it. And that came from my mother-in-law, and I sold it for $22. And this is an 18-karat gold-plated chain, 24-inch chain. I bought that at the flea market for $1 and sold it for $12. And I know that seems like a really cheap price to sell a gold-plated chain, but the plating had almost all worn off. And this is a confetti lucite bracelet that I got in Texas. Paid $7.50 for it, sold it for $16. All of the things in Texas I tended to pay pretty high prices for. But I have sold quite a few of them, so that's good. And this is another not so smart purchase on my part. You gotta try new things. I bought a lot of vintage fishing lures. I paid $16 total for this. There was 2 different purchases for all these, and I sold them for $18. Fishing lures are tricky. Okay, here's something that's better news. This is an antique French-made, where'd it go? Art Nouveau crushed velvet black purse. I paid $25 for that, but I sold it for $65. That was from the flea market. And this is a little Buxton mid-century brown leather coin purse that I got for free. A guy just threw it in when I was buying all the knives, and that sold for $14. This is some jewelry from my mother-in-law. It's Coro Vendome, really unusual, made with these little seed beads, gigantic brooch and matching earrings. And I sold that for $20.40. I don't know why it was such an odd amount. And here's an example of some things that I allotted together so that I could ask more. There are 2 costume jewelry rhinestone rings, gold tone rings, and I sold the 2 of them together for $12. This is a Bromwell's flour sifter. I bought this out of nostalgia because it's just like the one that my mother had. And I paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $12. This came from my sister-in-law. It's a beautiful Art Nouveau embroidered silk purse. It, unfortunately, the clasp was broken on it, like really seriously broken, so it wouldn't stay closed. So it wasn't going to be a practical purse for anyone to carry without a serious repair, but it was a really nice display piece. And I sold that for $65. I got this copper embossed panel bracelet, 1940s to 1950s. I got it at the flea market for $3, and I sold it for $28. This is a Bennington Potter's Cobalt Spongeware Porringer. I got that at the flea market for, where'd you get? $3 and sold it for $18. This is also another thing that I got in Texas. It's an Art Deco silver plate crumb sweeper, little dustpan and tiny broom. Has this funny little elephant on it. It's a really cute piece. I paid $10 for it, and I sold it for $22. And this is a red glass controlled bubble paperweight. I paid $3 for that. Sold it for $14. You can see it's got some condition issues. The red color is created with a film that was over the glass, and I didn't realize that until after I got home. And the film was chipping off a little bit. So, still pretty though. And this is a Williamson corkscrew with a brown or caramel, dark caramel bakelite handle. I paid $3 for that at the flea market and sold it for $24. This is a fairly recent purchase. It's a solid brass etched door knocker. Really tall, thin, Victorian design. I paid $10 for that and sold it for $52. And this is a Damascene bracelet from Spain. It's got little hats and guitars and hearts, kind of a souvenir bracelet. And that, where'd it go? Oh, turn my paper over, hold on. Oh, okay, I paid $2 for that, and I sold it for $14. This is a lucite clutch purse that came from my sister-in-law, and it's from the 1950s. It's got little rhinestones in it. The condition was fairly distressed, so I got $25 for it. These in really good condition can sell for pretty good money. This is another Texas purchase. It's a copper-clad cast iron trivet. Thought it was a really cute design. And I paid $3.75 for that and sold it for $15. This is some jewelry from my mother-in-law. It's a reverse carved glass necklace, bracelet, and matching screwback earrings. And I sold that for $18 for the set. This is a hand-painted, fairly amateurish plate, but really cute, with the bluebirds and cherry design, kind of a Victorian style. And I got that at a thrift store. I paid $3.75 for it and sold it for $15. This is a set of tiny cultured pearls, circa 1950. They came from my mother-in-law. They actually belonged to her mother. I felt guilty selling them, but I can't keep everything. And I sold them for $45. And then finally, I have this, what do I call it? Anders Andersen Denmark Pewter Brutalist necklace. I got this for $3 at the flea market and sold it for $74. Yay! Something to be on the lookout for is Danish and Swedish, any kind of Scandinavian modernist jewelry. It's really popular, and a lot of people don't know what they have when they have it. So anyway, I'm going to pause so I can add up the numbers because I forgot to do it. Okay, so the gross income for the week was $743.40. My expenditures for those items was $138.75 for a profit of $604.65. Now, my eBay and Etsy fees still have to come out of that, but the buyer has paid shipping on all of these items. And usually I'm pretty close in what I charge and what they pay for shipping, or in what it costs me. So that doesn't really factor in very much. Okay, so that is my sales report. It was a really nice week leading up to Christmas. Thanks for watching, and I will be back probably in the next 2 or 3 days with another sales report so I can get caught up. What else can I say? I will link to my eBay store, no, my Etsy store, or both of them, maybe, down below. Thanks. Bye.